Hello everybody, this is Sam Shupe reporting for the Husky Herald. I'm here with Amira Davis, current Vice President and Presidential candidate for next year. Welcome, Amira.
Thank you.
So we've just got a few questions for you about your candidacy and your plans for next year.
Great.
So let's get started. Why do you believe you're the best candidate for this position?
I think there's many reasons. I think that I've had 2 years of experience already on ASUWB, and through that I've had experience doing as a director and then as a vice president this year, and I've been able to form relationships and first of all to see how things work and understand how things get done on our campus and how we have to work with the Seattle campus, Tacoma, as well as Olympia, the state, and everything. And then also forming relationships with administration, faculty, staff, and students. Understanding who to talk to get what done, and how to best communicate with students, between students and faculty and staff.
Sure. So you've been on ASUWB for 2 years now. You have quite a bit of experience there. So clearly you know what it takes, to work with others. What have you learned maybe that you didn't expect? Like what characteristics do you have that were unexpected that you need to be able to work with others?
I think one of the things that I really grew comfortable doing is asking questions. Like when I came in in the beginning, I came in as a sophomore, and you kind of want to already know everything when you absolutely don't. Coming in as a first year in student government, I didn't know, and you want to just be able to have all the answers. But as I continued on, I learned that it's completely okay to ask questions, the chancellor asks questions, administrative staff asks questions,
Sure.
So it's very okay for us to ask questions. So that's something I learned was and it's been very helpful. I can say, I don't know, let me go ask.
Okay. How will you continue to manage, your time as you prepare to graduate? And this job is obviously a lot of work.
Yes, it definitely is. I think it's a lot better because I know what I'm getting into. I think it would be a shock to come in and not, because from the outside of the office, I don't think it's completely visible how much work goes on, especially from the president's desk. So I think I'm prepared, and I understand what kind of work goes into it. But also I have been definitely preparing for that this year, so kind of getting all my harder classes out of the way so that I can devote more time to that. Also, I've kind of figured out how to manage the time through my last couple years of being involved in student leadership, kind of understanding, well, this is my study time and this is my student government time, and really getting to differentiate that. That took a year to learn how to do.
So you've been able to, witness what's going on in the ASUWB the past 2 years. Would you say that it might be a mistake or too much for somebody to come in not having any ASUWB experience and jump right into the presidential position?
I think that really just depends on the person. I think it's going to depend, how it's going to turn out is going to depend on the person coming in. I think it cannot hurt to come in with experience at all. I think that's very, very helpful, but I can't say that somebody coming in with no experience is not going to do an excellent job.
Okay.
But I think that I can do that much better because I have experience.
Great. So let's talk about next year. If you are elected, what are your top 3 priorities to get accomplished?
I sat down actually and really thought about the top 3 things that I think are needs and wants of students, and where we've been, where we are, and where we can get realistically. And I can say realistically because I understand, we can't just say we're going to have a union building next year, because we're not. So the top 3 things are, number 1 is food. Under that is, I sat down and thought, when I came here as a freshman, there was Subway, and then the Common Grounds had coffee and pastries.
Right.
And now what we've done is we sat down last year and we worked out this plan with this whole team of people to lay out what our end goal should be, or needs to be, and the steps to get there. So what we're working towards is having an international cafe, a variety of actual real food on campus, warm food. And one of the steps that we've taken already towards that is, in the Common Grounds, is really expanding the food options in there with getting some the healthy choice meals, the soups and salads, pasta and sandwiches and stuff. So that's all stuff that is working towards getting more food on campus. Also the mobile vendors and stuff. So those are things that we have done, and something I really want to continue working on next year is continuing to expand, and working with the team of people we have been working on to gain more and more food and lower price food. So when we got one of the mobile vendors on campus and they were selling stuff for $10, we said nobody's going to buy that. And so we changed that, because we went to administration and said that's not going to work.
Have you guys also considered like the timing issues when the mobile vendors are here? That's great, but it's, you know, usually kind of like noon to 2 or something, and you know, we're students, we're hungry at all times of the day.
Yes, and night students, definitely.
Right.
So something that we are trying to work on, I actually can talk to the Subway owner and see what kind of, she's very willing to change hours if we need to better serve our students. I believe right now they're open till 9, which is just 1 hour before classes are over and school closes. But you know, if we have student need to be open till 10, I definitely am able to work with her on that. Another thing we're thinking about doing is getting coffee vending machines. That would be those really, like the really nice ones that are at car shops. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Where you just push the button and like it drops down like a latte or a mocha or whatever you want. So, and that would be open at all hours. So that's something that night students can get, or morning students when the common grounds isn't open.
Great. So are there other priorities on your
Oh yes,
list?
that was number 1. Yeah, sorry. Library hours is number 2. That's a huge need on our campus, but it's very hard. In years past, we haven't completely been able to say, yeah, if we open late, students will be there. But I think our campus has changed so much this year, and is continuing to change. And so I think that is where we're going. What we have started working on for that is extending, having cram nights, so extending library hours for cram nights. And we started extending it until 11 o'clock. And now we've gone to 12, and we've been doing that for 2 years. And now this quarter, we're going to be extending the hours until 1 a.m., which is the first time that's ever happened. So what that's doing is not only providing students some time to cram for their exams, but it's also providing us with numbers. So we go around and have counts and stuff on how many students are coming in. And then when we go to the chancellor and say, we need our library hours extended, look what happens when we open till 1 a.m. This many students are still here. They'll be here if you extend it permanently. So that's where we're working towards, and I really think I can make great strides on